It's Hump Day. Happy Hump
Yeah.
Day. And you're outside and I'm outside. I'm liking this broadcasting from outside.
Yeah, except I have shoes on. I should take my shoes off. It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
warm today. It's supposed to be close to 90.
Yeah, you
Not
need
today.
Definitely need to take your shoes off.
Yep, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to share it on, I was going to say on TV. No, where are we? On the internet. I'm going to share us on Facebook to join us for happy hour.
Okay, so while Carrie is sharing that, please, if you're watching, hit share on your Facebook feed right now. Invite people who you would like to have a cocktail with to join us, and then that way they can be here and chat with you guys and chat with us, and they can have a cocktail with us and with you, and we would really appreciate it. So share. Just click that share button on your screen and share this feed. We've got a lot of stuff going on tonight.
Oh my God, so much.
So much to talk about and so much to do.
So much.
So what are you? Your doggy, Daisy?
Daisy. Yeah, she just she thinks she can catch birds and squirrels that are 10 feet off the ground, and she's 1 foot tall. You know, she's low to the ground.
Tiny.
She slides them up in the tree and decides that she's gonna go give them hell. So she just ran off to go do that.
Oh, okay. She's gonna run She's gonna run up and get something.
Yeah, she's gonna grumble at him and give him the evil eye.
Okay. So, as usual, we have to start off by talking about what we're drinking. What are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, I am drinking, as you all know, that Chardonnay is my comfort beverage of choice. And today was just a really long day. I actually worked outside of the house, and I just got home like 20 minutes ago. So I am drinking local Chardonnay from down in Lodi, Peltier.
Oh, Peltier. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, so this is their oaked. I think they do an oaked and an unoaked. So this is the one.
Very nice. Yeah, I like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful winery down there too.
It is, and they're the nicest people. Yeah, I am. They're the ones that broke me out of my bad attitude for Lodi. I just, I don't know. I've told you this story before. I sold. I don't think so. When I had my wine shop, Lodi Wines, like, like Seven Deadly Zins and things like that, became really popular really fast. And that was great because it was, it was fun wine. Everybody loved it. But then, like, it seemed like everything out of Lodi was of one style, super rye, oaky, smoky, whatever. And that's just where my brain kind of left Lodi. And then when we did River City Wine Week this year, Aziz at Brasserie Capitale had recommended Peltier for their sparkling wine, and I said, "Come on, man, sparkling wine!" Oh, they're making pretty great sparkling wine.
That's funny.
Huh?
Yeah. What do you think?
So that kind of made me. That kind of gave me a slap in the face to quit being such a snot, and so I started tasting more Lodi wines, and there is so much cool stuff going on down there. So yeah.
There is. It's a cool place.
Peltier was part of my awakening.
Yeah.
I'm very pro Lodi now.
Hey, we should do that one of these days. We should go down there and explore some.
That would be fun.
Once we're free.
When we're allowed. Yeah, we're allowed to get out of captivity, my friend.
I know.
We got lots of places to go, right?
And we do. So if you are just joining us out there, make sure you say hi in the comments. We'd love to see who's out there saying hi. And also, if you could share this, we'd love you to share this with your friends on Facebook. Make sure that you get out there and post it to everybody that you would like to have a cocktail with.
Yes.
So we're if you're just joining us, also, I'm not drinking anything yet. I've got an empty glass. And that's because I was going to do some live bartending. I was going to make a cocktail out of scratch. So some simple things that you might have around your house. And the two cocktails I've chosen tonight, because I happen to have what I need for it, is the whiskey sour, a very classic drink, and the Tom Collins, which a lot of people don't really know or have had those. So I'm going to let you guys vote in the comments section what you would like me to make. If you want me to make a whiskey sour, put whiskey sour. If you would like me to make a Tom Collins, put Tom Collins. And then we can make it live online here and It's gonna be delicious.
Obviously, the drink. It's happy hour. You can't have an empty glass.
No, I know. So I need to get something on. I'm just we're gonna have a guest today. So that would be awesome if you give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna tell him what time, and so I'm back now. Hi. Yes, we've got a guest going to be joining us a little bit later. So I'm waiting on those. Cocktail recommendations because I certainly am thirsty. So it's either a Tom Collins or it's a whiskey sour. I'm good with either one of them.
And a whiskey sour is whiskey and sweet and sour, or is there more stuff in it?
No, actually, I'm not even gonna. So here's what I did today. I'm gonna kind of see if I can get you to see my bar. Hello, up there.
You're really close right now.
I know. I'm like, hi.
Hi, Darren, Mom, Kara.
I'm like really. Okay, so you guys can still see me, and I'm going to. I'm wearing a kilt, by the way. I'm kilted today.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I'm outside, and it's kilt. Okay, so I've got one vote for the whiskey sour, but again, if you'd like me to make a Tom Collins or a whiskey sour, just put that in the comments because we're getting one each. So this is what I did. I opened my outside bar today.
Nice.
So it's open for
Everybody
business.
invited?
Oh heck yeah, that's right. And since I'm wearing since my so this sign actually belongs to the Brotherhood, and I brought it out here just so I could give them a shout out, my guys in kilts, and that's why
nice.
I'm wearing a kilt. I don't know if they're watching tonight, but if you guys are, that's cool. Okay, so anyways, I've got kind of what I need. Oh, chips. Got to have chips.
Which cocktail is that for?
Eating. It's not. It's so I don't get. So I have something to eat. All right, and then I've got.
I like that Kara voted for both of them. She said.
So, then I can make both, but I repurposed some old little.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So that's my lime juice. And that's my lemon juice. It's all ready to go. And of course, cranberry.
You're so funny, Russ.
Well, and then of course, where's my? Here it is. My simple syrup. So yeah.
Oh, you're getting votes now. You got.
I am. So Tom Collins, whiskey sour, and I'll be honest with you.
Is somebody supposed to be keeping track of this? Because I have no idea. I feel like it's a 50-50 right now. I think you should just make both of them and alternate.
Okay, that's probably what I'll do. I got to get my camera. Right? I got to get my camera back on, though.
Okay.
That's always an important thing to do. All right, so we are going to have. Why is it not coming on? All right. Hi.
Hired this cameraman, man.
I know. All right, there we go. So it's you know me and all my techie crap. So it's back and it's good. Okay, so. It looks like whiskey sour is kind of getting the most votes right now. So it looks like it's going to be a whiskey sour.
Start with the whiskey sour. Transition to whiskey sour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while I'm making my cocktail, or while I'm getting everything ready, do we have any good news? Any good news?
Great news. We have amazing, great news. So do you want to talk about the tavern now, or do you want to talk about that later?
I'll tell you what. You know what? Now is a great time to talk about the tavern. In fact, let's talk about the tavern first, because, we could do it in conjunction too. But Good Buzz Tavern. Tell them about it.
So we have decided that we're setting up a Facebook group that kind of continues the happy hour, indefinitely. So the Good Buzz Tavern, as you know, every week when we do happy hour, we're talking about good news. We're trying to do feel-good stories, stuff that's fun to talk about. We're dealing with serious stuff for the rest of the week. So the Good Buzz, that's like the good news, but also Good Buzz, which is appropriate for a tavern. So
always
on
important.
That page, if you would like to join us, you can click to join the group. And we are posting cocktail recipes, new release beers, new ciders, new release wine, virtual tasting information, cool live music. There was a cool band playing at Same Brewery yesterday. That in the bar. Cocktail recipes. It's a great way to share things that we obviously all have in common. We like hanging out, socializing. And it's just another way to do it virtually and keep the good vibes going.
Yes.
And then, eventually, I feel like it could morph into something kind of cool where we maybe have a bartender come on and do a mixology class, or there's a wide variety of things that we can do. So
yeah, a better mixology class than what I'm going to do for you.
You're doing better than me. I don't know why, but my brain just like blanks out when it's time to turn on or try to mix a cocktail. My cocktails are always terrible, except for the one that I made a couple of weeks ago. I am the worst cocktail mixer ever. Even with the recipe, I suck at it.
That's too funny. So we got so turn off the music. We're in a bar. There's supposed to be music on, but yeah. So I always have music on, but I'll turn that down. And by the way, it's royalty free music, because if we were going to be having any type of live music on and it wasn't royalty free, then Facebook and both YouTube they strip it and they take it off. So
slap our hands.
Yeah. So anyways, that is that. So I'm going to go ahead and put up, I guess that's what I'm going to put up. That's the recipe. I don't know if you guys can see that. The whiskey sour. It's pretty simple. But anyway.
So if you go check out the Good Buzz Tavern, if there's anything you think would make a cool addition to that page, please, we are open to suggestions. We want to make it fun for everybody, and we want to make it useful and interesting, and we want it to be something people look forward to checking out.
I'll put these recipes up there also, because like I said, it's simple stuff. So I pre-measured these cool little Patron bottles, if you can see those.
Yes.
It's fresh squeezed lime, it's fresh squeezed lemon, but these hold 2 ounces. So for the whiskey sour, it's about 3/4 of an ounce. So it's roughly not quite half, but about like good enough. And then it calls for 1.5 ounces. I probably put 2 ounces in here, but who cares? I know that this little cool measuring cup right here, it's a little tin cup. It actually holds 2 ounces, which is good. But I'm not going to be too careful on the measurements. And then I'm going to spill this all over myself, because that's kind of what I usually do. But you're supposed to put a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. That's probably about enough. And I put it in a little cool cocktail. Am I going to go to a bar?
No, yes. So when you go to bars, do you vary the cocktails that you have, or are you like a standard cocktail kind of person? Like
it depends on. No, I don't always order the same thing. I like to order. I like to go in a bar and I like to look for what their signature cocktail is. My daughter Becky, she's an amazing mixologist, and she loves handcrafting cocktails. So if she's watching, she'd probably be proud of me that it's all fresh ingredients: fresh squeezed lime juice, homemade simple syrup, and whiskey. I mean, whiskey sour is probably one of the easiest things you can make. And I like to have the garnish in the glass already. So I put the little garnish. It's little, and you can put lemon or lime. Yeah. In fact, I'll put both. And that's pretty much it. So it's just the whiskey, the lime juice, and my cocktail.
I think I started with whiskey sours when I was in college, but I think mine were whatever the cheapest whiskey. It's probably like Lucky's brand whiskey. Cheers. And the cheapest sweet and sour you could find.
Yeah, no, it's the better ingredients in your cocktail, the better the drink is going to be. Unless it's like, and I'll tell you, unless it's like a cheap margarita or Long Island. Yeah, I mean Long Island, I would just put whatever. But honestly, there's no other mixer in this than a little bit of lemon juice. So you got to have good booze if you're just going to have a 3 ingredient.
Yeah. Oh, I'm old enough to know that for sure.
You are old enough to know better.
Yeah. No, life's too short to drink bad alcohol.
It is.
Or eat bad food or any of that.
All right. So thank you guys. You got started on my first cocktail. So
nice one. It looks really good. It looks very good
choice. Thank you. Yeah, it just kind of came out good. So everyone's out there saying hi. We've got Marcy joining us, Kelly, Darren Bergstrom, Dave Thomas is out there. Now, Dave, no, this is not a Rogue shirt. He asked if this was a Rogue shirt. it's actually a pre-Rogue. Well, I don't know if it's pre-Rogue, but it's pretty old.
It was Rogue.
I think we got it. Yeah, Rogue is my, it's all the skull and crossbones stuff. So, but Michael's out there, Kara, all kinds of people. So
Kelly, how do we get to the happy hour? You're at the happy hour. Is that what you mean? The bar. If you want to go to the bar is called Good Buzz Tavern, and you can just go to that page and click join. And I think you have to answer one question. That's what's your favorite cocktail, just to make sure we don't get any bots.
Yeah, we don't want any bots joining. Bots are no good.
Yeah. Long Island's and top shelf margaritas when I turned 21. Hi, really? Leslie. You know what I did when I turned 21? I had another story about this with my dad, but I turned 21 in college and I went to Tortilla Flats. And for some reason, when I was 21 and 22, it seemed like a good idea to do drinks by the color of the rainbow.
Oh.
When I turned 21 and I got sick on a Windex, which is blue curacao and lime juice, I think, because it's green.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That doesn't really... And I don't know if drinking the rainbow is actually a really good idea. But, I mean, you know what? Why not?
It seemed like a good idea however many years ago that was, that we don't need to talk about. But
those are always stories. Yeah. It seems like a good idea at the time. So have you ever had a grasshopper?
Yeah, when I remember my story from Poor Reds when I challenged my dad to drink through the rainbow. The grasshopper's the one that got me. That's right. When I had to go outside and collect myself.
So
I come back and pretend like I was cool.
Yeah, that's never fun. You know what? I don't have that DNA. I think I probably should, but I don't have that DNA where if I drink too much, it starts coming back up. It just stays in me, and I feel like death.
No, it's a particular drinking streak. It doesn't happen to me now. Like I have an internal shut-off button, but I didn't used to. I didn't used to. At Cal Poly, I definitely.
Is that like the filter that some people should have? Like the internal filter?
Yeah.
Some of us are missing.
Well, my mom's on, so she loves when I tell stories about our family. She's like, you can just stop those stories. But when I was, I had just graduated and moved back to Sacramento. I was living with my parents, and my roommate from college moved. We were both living with my parents till we found jobs. And we did New Year's at, do you remember America Live?
Yeah, that was in San Jose, right?
I don't know if there was one there, but there was one in downtown Sacramento, and they had Gatlin's, a country bar, which I was at 4 or 5 nights a week for a couple of years. Line dancing, what's up?
I just remember it in San Jose, but I only had been once. It was huge, right? Like multi-floors?
Oh yeah, multiple bars, piano bar, rock bar, country bar. Yeah, I came out of New Year's Eve. I had so much to drink. I just came out waiting for my parents to pick me up, and I was just bawling on the corner, just standing there crying for no reason. It's just, I'd had that much alcohol.
It was that hard.
I'm good now. Hi, Ed. Wow.
Cool. Got a lot of people joining us tonight. It's good to see.
Yeah.
It's very good. The more the merrier out here. All right, so what are you guys drinking? I know the house has already told us, and I already forgot because that was a long time ago. So what else is everyone out there drinking? Everyone out there voted for me to drink a whiskey sour, and that's what I'm drinking. That means my next cocktail is going to be a Tom Collins.
That's right. Darren was drinking an 805. I saw that one come up.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, a Kentucky Kiss? Whiskey and cherry juice? I've never heard of that.
You know, I'm going to have to try that because I do like the cherry juice. So I found this vintage, it's a vintage shaker.
I like it.
It's very cool, but it's got the cocktails on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the recipe on there. Yeah. So these are variations of the recipes that I'm using tonight. But the cool thing about that is, you know, if you don't know what to drink, you just kind of spin it, and wherever it lands, you just go for it. And then you've got a cocktail.
Well, I find that my bar has like all this, it doesn't have like any staples. It just has weird liqueurs that I thought sounded cool in a moment, you know, like weird nut flavored liqueurs that are not, you know, they're not part of any cocktail recipe. I have a whole cabinet full of that stuff.
That's too funny. I've got a lot of weird stuff too. Like, we did the elderflower stuff earlier. So we've got 805. Darren's drinking 805. We've got Sierra Wine Guy drinking a Cab Franc. Wine Tree Merlot. That's Marcy. And then Ray says hi.
Negroni for Doug. Nice
Doug
one.
Owens. Yeah. Negroni. That's a good one. So do you have you asked me if I have like a go-to cocktail when I go to a bar, and I don't really, but I kind of do. It just depends on the mood I'm in. Like I said, I'll always go for the handcrafted cocktail, whatever their specialty is of that place. I'll get that. But if I'm just gonna sit there and talk and chill, or maybe smoke a cigar when I used to, I don't do that anymore, but I used to smoke cigars. Or if I'm gonna be like, if I know I'm gonna be dancing or something like that, I'm gonna go to a whiskey Coke. That's like my go-to. I don't know if it's the country.
When I can't like get my brain to come up with something creative, I do vodka soda, or like a mandarin vodka and soda or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge vodka. I mean, I don't drink a lot of it. I'll drink it if it's in a cocktail that someone that makes a cocktail, like I said, but it's not like my go-to spirit. Not like whiskey and tequila.
It is only because I don't have to think about it, and I know I won't get sick. That's another reason I don't do it. I mean, there's another reason I do it. I know that one won't hurt me.
Yeah.
New version from Cordy Brothers. Nice.
Yeah. Kelly asked if she got a gift of some gin and she wants some other ideas besides a martini and mint julep.
A French 75. Kelly, do a French 75. It is gin, lemon juice, like a sugar cube that I think it's sugar cube that you blend into it, and then you top it with sparkling wine. It is super delicious. If I can remember that's a go-to for me. But look up French 75, and it can be made with gin or with cognac. Super delicious.
So the next drink I'm going to make, the Tom Collins, that's actually made with gin. So that's a gin drink, and it's a simple
thing.
Yep. It's similar. You just top it with the.
And I feel like I had a gin drink, gin and Martinelli sparkling apple cider. I think that's pretty good. Super simple, but I think it's really delicious.
Yeah. Anthony Rose, if you guys are out there and you have not started following the Zen Wine Dad, that's Anthony. He's out there and he's drinking a Moscow Mule, which I love Moscow Mules too, but I prefer the Tennessee Mule just with whiskey. But Moscow Mules are good.
What did you say? Zen Wine Dad? Is that like the handle on Facebook?
That's his handle. Yeah, he's a dad who goes out and drinks wine and shares his experiences with everybody. I met him through doing the Kilt&Cork. So
fun.
I don't think many of us have been out in quite a while, but the last time I ran into him, I think was at Rancho Victoria. So he's always cool to see. But
I did secretly. The Basset Hound will be back. She had things to do. It's dinner time, so she'll be. don't fret. She'll come in and jump right on me. But I did go to Via today.
Oh, very cool. Did you?
I was shopping Safeways up in Placerville, so I thought, well, what the heck? So I went and got one of their cute little tasting sets for the virtual tasting that they're doing on Sunday.
Yep.
Is that right?
4 o'clock Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Were you there? I must have missed you. I was there sometime.
Right at noon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came after you.
Yeah.
I had to go pick up my tasting kit so I can do the host. I'm hosting the show on on Sunday.
I feel like I'm breaking the law, though.
Why?
I feel like people are watching me and they're gonna socially shame me for being out there.
Well, you have to pick up if you order something from a winery, you can go pick it up.
Well, I know, but especially like last night on the news, they had that Tahoe that you could. Okay, I might be paraphrasing this, not exactly right, but you could be fined up to $1,000 if they find you've traveled there not for an essential reason.
See, and I keep telling people that I know of some people that are thinking about going up there this weekend. And if you're watching, people, if they find you guys
have a good excuse.
Yeah, nobody wants to pay $1,000 for going and doing something that they shouldn't be doing right now. And And they're not bullshitting. I mean, they're going to get you up there. So,
but maybe like there's an adrenaline rush that we all need right now by just like kind of putting our little over the line.
Yeah. So, okay, listen, if you're watching the show right now, we are not advocating for you to go to Lake Tahoe because it is closed off. And to do that really is not thinking about the people that live there. I mean, their resources are very limited, and that's why they shut it down. I mean, their medical resources are limited. They said that one of their
hospitals had like 25 beds and they just couldn't absorb any more than.
So, we know no one's going to, I mean, you could go up there and break your leg and then what? You're going to have to go to the hospital. So don't do that. Just don't go to Tahoe if you're thinking about it. You don't need $1,000 fine. Stay here, drink somewhere here. Like,
oh, that's a good story. If you do get fined, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So if you do go to Tahoe and you get fined, come back on the show next week and tell us.
Yeah, let's hear your harrowing tales.
Yeah, we want to hear about that. That's too funny. So, Anthony says, he was pretty sure it was at a pickup party at Rancho Victoria. Well, cool. If you're just joining us out there, we are talking about cocktails and making cocktails, and we were talking about our new project. Actually, Carrie's the one who started this, and so Carrie is the madam. Is that or the proprietor, I should say?
It's not that kind of a bar, my friend.
Not that kind of a bar. She's not the madam. She's the proprietor of the Good Buzz Tavern, and that's on Facebook. Yeah.
And Russ came up with our logo. That is the happiest little bee you'll ever see. So
that dude, he's
Raven,
happy.
The basket hound is coming, just so you know.
Just so you know, also, if you're watching this, we're going to broadcast this show on Friday from the Good Buzz Tavern. So we're going to be on the Good Buzz Tavern broadcasting our happy hour, because I mean, happy hour should be from a tavern.
That's right. And like we said, if you guys have any ideas as to what you'd like to see in your bar, let us know. We can, when there's a live performance going on, we can stream it through that group.
Right.
We can do cocktails, and we can have people come on and teach us how to do certain things. So if there's anything that you're missing, because we're not going to a real bar, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So Marcy, she's going to make that into a sticker or shirt. Yeah. Hey, Marcy, let's make some stickers and shirts so we can get some people to wear some the Good Buzz shirts. Jack is on harassing us again. So actually harassing you, which is funny because I mistakenly referred to you as the madam of the bar, but you're not.
They're so square. I'm like, what is Jack talking about? Either I'm square or I have such a short-term memory. I'd already forgot the madam comment by the time Jack said it. So, hi, Jack. Love you, Jack. Okay. Oh, my mom just posted. She told me this earlier. It's a $5,000 fine on Oahu for gathering on the beaches.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, Lauren, cheers. Lauren's out there saying hi. Lauren, she's part of my Kilt&Cork team, which is a bummer because we haven't been able to do much with no events. But when we do, Lauren, we'll get out there. And Lauren's probably a better bartender than I am. In fact, I'm sure of it. So she should make some cocktails for us one of these days.
Yeah, or if any of you want to come on and teach people how to make a particular cocktail, let us know.
Yes, that would be a great idea. In fact, because we always ask you.
Yeah, you could have, if you've got a signature cocktail and you think you make it the best, your favorite one, your version of it, come on and show us how to do it.
Tell us how it's done. Just get out there. Look I'm almost done with this. I've been going through this whiskey sour fast.
Excellent.
The problem is.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the problem is I'm a social drinker, and so as I'm talking and I'm doing things with my hands, I'm drinking.
The faster it goes down.
Exactly. Yeah. So I gotta maybe slow down a little bit, but.
Oh, Julie from Tasmania. So we have somebody from Australia watching you. Hi, Julie.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Julie from Tasmania.
Yeah, I think my parents and Julie met on a cruise, I believe. And they've been friends ever since. Jack
Very
has
cool.
a good cocktail. Well, you got to come on and tell us, man.
Yeah, Jack. Don't just tease us like that and say you got something that'll kick our ass. I want to get my ass kicked with a cocktail. So you got to come on. So Jack, come on next week. Maybe come on next week and show us how to make a cocktail. Or Friday. Yeah. Come on Friday.
That would be
if you're not too busy. I mean,
and Louise, hi Louise. Louise is she is an amazing artist who, I don't know how you say it. I don't know if it's carving but she takes gourds and transforms them into these really, really beautiful pieces. And we met her at the art gallery over in Loomis, I believe.
Right.
So, yeah. Hi, Louise. What's been going on since, let's see what happened. Friday. So we watched Prince last night. Anybody else watch Prince? I think that was one of the best tribute shows I have ever seen.
Agreed.
Ever.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was fantastic. And every single artist put their heart into it, and it showed. It was amazing.
Yeah. And I was talking to a girlfriend, and it's like I know Usher, and I know, okay, who was the other one that I was really impressed by? Oh, John Legend. So I'm kind of, yeah, they're good, but they're not really my style of music. But their performance, like, I am 100% a fan now. It was so good. And Sheila E. and the Revolution came back. What?
That was so cool to see the Revolution. And I don't know, there was a lot of history between the Revolution and Prince, and Wendy and Lisa. So Wendy, the lead guitarist, and Lisa is the keyboardist. They had their own breakaway band for a while. And I know there was some bad blood between them, but I know they also made up. I think it was probably 2010 or 11. So there wasn't, so at least they were still in Prince's, they got along with Prince before he passed away. But it was so cool to see them up there.
It was. And then Mavis Staples to do Purple Rain. Oh,
that brought chills to that brought chills to me.
I was still crying. It's 4 years later. I'm still crying over that damn song every time.
I mean, I don't think I have ever really known much about her, Mavis Staples, but I am definitely going to look for some of her songs and some of her music. And I know that she probably does some gospel and things like that. But God, that rendition of Purple Rain was killer. It just was amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's her. Look up, have you ever listened to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me? Like, it's a quiz show on NPR. So they have a guest celebrity every week. And I think they had Mavis Staples a couple of years ago. And she professes to have some kind of past love affair with Bob Dylan.
Wow.
And it's a super funny interview because it's so unexpected, and she's very cagey. But yeah.
I don't know if that's something I would admit. Well, I guess back in the day.
It was super. It wasn't even, it wasn't like back in the day. It's been in older life. But anyway, look at it.
Hey, so speaking of stuff that has been televised, did anyone out there catch Willie Nelson on 420?
I didn't see the 420 thing, but he was a guest with his two sons on Stephen Colbert on Monday night. Man, was that cool. So cool. It was just one song they did. It was like Hey Walls or Hey Ceiling or whatever the heck the name of the song is, but it was awesome. I didn't see the whole performance.
Does anyone know how old Willie Nelson is? Lauren, I'm not sure what's for dinner. I think it's just wine and cheese myself here, but
chips. You have chips.
If I don't know how old Willie Nelson is. That was my question. If you know how old he is, put it in the comments.
I thought you were going to tell us.
No, I don't know. I know he's got to be. I mean, I would say he's in his 80s at least.
I was like, is he 69? Is he 89? I don't know.
Okay, so
I feel like he's been around forever.
When they started the 420 show, he was sitting around the table with a younger guy, and they were talking about cannabis, and it was also a fundraiser to bring awareness to people who are still doing time for cannabis possession and things like that, and saying we should probably save taxpayer dollars and let some of these people out who are low level cannabis offenses. But they did a song together, Whiskey River, and his voice is still amazing. He can still hit every note. He can he's still very, you'd think for someone who smokes so much weed that you're just like, you have no coherency at all, but he's very sharp, and he has I mean, his memory goes back to the 50s and 40s. He can still remember what he was doing on some things. And, you know, my grandparents and my wife's grandparents, they passed away from dementia and Lewy body. And, you know, those type of mental devastating diseases, that's all I've been, experienced when people are in their advanced years. So to see someone like Willie, who is 86, thank you very much for putting us up there, Martin.
He was so lucid, yeah.
He's so lucid, and I mean, he was sharp, and he remembered stuff, and it wasn't like he was looking for notes. I mean, the guy remembers stuff, and then when he starts singing, it's hard enough. I've heard of artists who get on stage, especially like some 80s bands and stuff, right? They get on stage, they start doing a song, and they forget the lyrics because it's been so long since they performed those songs. But not Willie.
We did. My mom and I saw Bob Dylan, and I couldn't figure out a damn thing he was saying. But I don't think that's actually changed from when he was younger. But
yeah, I don't either.
Willie Nelson, I said to my husband last night, like his voice is so incredibly distinct and recognizable. It's a really sweet voice. Like
that's a good descriptor. Sweet. Voice. Yes, very. Yeah, I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and make the Tom Collins now, since I'm done with my whiskey sour. Tom Collins, it's that drink. So I gotta give a shout out. This is from Dry Diggings Distillery, but it's under their Amador Distillery label.
Yeah, nice.
They can't, in California, you cannot make a gin. So this is called a infused neutral brandy, but it's actually gin. I don't know why that is. If someone out there knows why you can't call gin in California. I mean, they can make vodka, they can make whiskey, they can make brandy, but they can't label it as gin. They can't label it as gin. And they have two different infusion methods that they do at the distillery down there. And both of them are very cool. If you go there and take a tour, they'll show you how they distill. But one of them basically is like pot distilling, or it's kind of distilled as it's being made, and one of them is kind of afterwards, almost like brewing tea. But I can't remember which way this was, how they added the botanicals to this. But if you get a chance to go to Dry Diggings Distillery, this Botanica gin, it's freaking amazing. So anyway,
I've never had gin, but as I recall, their stuff is pretty great, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and if you can see this gin, I mean, it's got a color to it. Most gins are very clear, but this gin's got a nice color to it. So it's 2 ounces of gin. And where's my simple syrup? 1 ounce of simple syrup. And again, there's probably a ton of ways to make this cocktail out there. This is just like the super classic, not a lot of fanciness to it. And then the juice of either a lime or a lemon. I'm going to use lime juice because I prefer lime to lemon. But again, my cool little repurposed Patron bottle with the pre-squeezed juice. So I'm going to pour about half of this in there. There we go. That's money right there.
Nice.
So Tom, see that? That's the wrong one. That goes over here. I'm getting my corks mixed. Have you ever got your corks mixed up? I just got my corks mixed up. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't usually. We bought a bunch of decorative corks that have like little skulls on them. They're like ceramic skulls with bows in there. Well, it would be a bow, but they don't have any there. So it's just a bow on top of a skull. And it's a small cork that fits everything. We got it like in Portland at not the public market, the artist market or whatever. So we have all these little heads on our bottles.
I love that. Yeah, that's right. Actually, you can't call any sparkling wine anywhere in the United States champagne. The only wine you can call champagne has to come from Champagne, France.
Unless your grandfather did. I feel like.
Right. There are a few of them.
I think they call it California champagne because they've been making it for so long. But
so that's my Tom Collins.
Nice.
So this is the wrong glass, by the way. The Collins glass is a tall, tall, skinny. But I don't have those. I just have these little highball. And to be honest with you, this is the first Tom Collins I've ever had. It's not something that I normally make.
All right,
seriously.
So how is it? Do you like
I don't know. I've had gin and tonics before. I love gin and tonics, but I don't know. I'm gonna taste it.
Oh, so Anthony said they're making hand sanitizer now. Think a batch for sale this weekend. So if you have been searching for hand sanitizer, this is going to be one of my good news things.
Oh,
Suddenly,
like
hand sanitizer is totally available. If you go to, I think it's Sacktown Magazine, did an article about the local distilleries like JJ Pfister, and they were all local companies that were producing hand sanitizer, and they didn't say whether or where they're available, but they gave you the contact information. And then I think there's a company called Crisp Catering on Instagram. They're supposed to get hand sanitizer this week. Safeway, because I had to go shop 15 of them today.
You did, huh?
70% of them had a fair supply of hand sanitizer, like the individual ones. I got a gigantic one from a San Francisco distillery. So that's now out. There's no shortage of that now. I mean, you can
get your hands sanitized.
According to my observations today. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. So Corbell, Frank family, and a few others can call their.
But Frank doesn't do it out of respect. Yeah. So
and honestly, it's the same. It's the same with port.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, or any of the old school California wines that were Hardy Burgundy, or remember all that stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Hardy Burgundy.
California Chablis, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, it's the same with bourbon too. So bourbon should only come from Bourbon County in Kentucky. Jack Daniels, people refer to Jack Daniels sometimes as bourbon. That's not right. It's a Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey is completely different than bourbon. So, it's those regional things, I think, that people have spent a lot of time investing in. And so they build up equity, like in the name Champagne. That's centuries and centuries of history. And so that's why I, can't just bottle something in my hot tub and call it champagne, because
please don't do that.
I wouldn't. Yeah, no. And I'm not going to.
That's called jungle juice. That's the term.
Yeah.
Jungle juice, right?
I'm not going to. People have asked if I would do a show from the hot tub, and that's not going to happen, at least for months. Yeah, not.
This is like a 4-hour happy hour, and that many drinks have been consumed. Otherwise, that's not happening.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's tough. I'm religious. When the gym is open, I can go to the gym and I do my stuff. But now there's no gym. It's like, dang, it's tough. I'm not one of those people who will just get up and start doing push-ups and sit-ups every morning. I should. I need to. But
I have a yoga. His name is Yogi Blair. Yogi Blair, like Yogi Bear, but Yogi Blair.
Okay.
And he is someone that when you go to Sedona or another like resorty type place, you look.
Yeah.
You find activities to do, and I wanted to do yoga out in the vortex, and so I found Yogi Blair, and we did yoga and qigong. So he's doing it on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's really good because you get it on your big computer monitor, and it's the Sedona background, and he's really, really funny, and he's super hippie. I think I told you. So we're in the middle of it. And he's like, you gather the energy. So it is 100% hippie. So if you don't find that stuff entertaining, don't do it.
It's all good.
You gather the energy, and you take the bad stuff and you push it out. And then you're just like, I am unfuckable with. That's the yogi speak that he uses.
Yeah, unfuckable.
Really yeah, but that's how I'm getting my movement in, is by finding stuff that's entertaining. I'm not just like, going into my office and sit-ups. That's never going to happen. Yeah. The 21-day fix is awesome. That's a good one. Although I did the 21-day fix, I totally hurt myself, and I think I'm still suffering from it. Like, you don't go whole hog when you haven't been exercising for a while.
Right. All right. Cheers, Lauren. Thanks for joining us tonight. She's got to go make dinner. But And so we've got some really cool comments out there. Ray says this is better than television. Thanks, Ray. I'm going to say you've got a high bar there, although I appreciate that. That's really cool. Thank you very much.
There's your nose. See it?
So we were talking about how this show on Friday. Make sure you go to the Good Buzz Tavern. That is a new project that Carrie started, which is kind of exciting because it's going to feature all kinds of stuff: entertainment, cocktails, food, and Carrie. Let's talk a little bit about how that idea came to you. Tell them about the bar in Ireland that kind of started this for you.
So when we're doing our good news reports segments or whatever, one of the things that happened is there was I can't remember if it was an English or an Irish pub. Hi, Jody. I can't remember if it was an English or an Irish pub, but they were shut down because of COVID, and she decided to move her pub online. And they were setting up all the kinds of things, live music, and I don't know, can you do virtual dart games, I guess, maybe? But there was such a strong desire and need for it. They suddenly had like 14,000 people as part of this bar that were gathering and socializing, and it was all virtual. And she had like a 3,000 member waiting list for people trying to get into the bar, which I just thought was hysterical. But I just thought it was a great way to offer kind of a bright spot in all of this nonsense that's going on, where we can talk about things that aren't that serious, that aren't life or death, that bring some levity, bring some joy. I mean, we love wine, we love beer, we love cocktails. Mm-hmm. It can be therapeutic, in a lot of ways, and we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about. I did make a little regulation: no politics and no religion. I did put that in the rules. But other than that, everything's fair game. And plus, there's a lot of bartenders and service people that are hurting out there, and I thought maybe we can get some exposure for those people. If somebody wants to host a bartending mixology course or something, it gets them some exposure. Maybe, there's just the possibilities are endless. Mm-hmm. Plus, we get to promote our local beer scene, our local wine producers, our local restaurants. I think we'll probably focus more on bar food, but like Camden Spit and Larder, if you haven't been there for sausage rolls, best bar food ever. But as we find things like that, we'll post it and let everybody know.
Yeah, I love that. And we're going to try and get some live entertainment on a regular basis. We're going to try and get bartenders, people who can teach you something important, like how to make sausage rolls or something.
Life skills, man. These are life skills.
These are very important.
These will always be useful.
That's right. Yeah, how to make sausage rolls. You got to know how to do that. How to make cocktails. I mean, I've attempted to do some cocktails tonight. So I made what did I make again? Tom Collins. A Tom Collins and a whiskey sour. Hey, all right. So in 1 hour, I mean, you guys are intelligent people out there, right? And you know your limits. So in this 1 hour show, I've made a 2-ounce whiskey sour, and I'm working on a 2-ounce gin, and it's a Tom Collins.
Tom Collins.
So
that's 4 ounces. I think isn't that 4 regular drinks?
Oh, don't say that. I thought a regular drink, if you're in a bar, it's usually an ounce and a half.
Yes, it depends on your bar.
I guess it does. I mean, if you're in a bar and you're getting a 1 ounce pour.
I don't know. I usually don't drink cocktails, so.
All right, if you're a bartender out there, tell us: are you normally a 1 ounce pour, or do you pour an ounce and a half for a regular? Because a double is twice that, whatever that is. And so I think maybe in the old days it used to be a 1 ounce was your regular cocktail and a 2 ounce was a double. But that doesn't seem like a lot when you're paying $8 to $10 for a cocktail. So I don't know. If I own a bar, you're going to get a 2-ounce pour for a regular pour.
I think that's a great idea. Well, we do own a bar now.
We do, yeah. The Good Buzz Tavern.
That's right. 3 ounces a normal cocktail.
What?
Is the normal? That's the alcohol portion of it. Is 3 ounces, Darren?
3 ounce. That seems a little high. Wow, Darren. Darren, where are you bartending at? We want to know.
Am I allowed to say, Darren? Sutter Street. Yeah. So they're not open right now, but they are doing.
Wait, that's Darren. Darren, dude. Okay, I didn't. Yeah, Darren.
He helped us with our Bordeaux and.
Yes, I know.
Dinner.
Yeah. His last name escaped me, but yeah. So. Yeah, 3 ounces. That's a good pour.
Okay, we all need to go to Sutter Street then.
We do need to go to Sutter Street when this is all over with. Not only that, but to say hi to Darren, because Darren is a cool ass sommelier.
Yes, he is. I think you can get steaks. I don't order. Like, that's my husband's department, is red meat. I'll eat it. I don't know anything about it. But the Sutter Street Steakhouse is doing, I think they are like butchering for people.
Oh, are they really? Wow. Yeah. That's a great steak there. Sutter Street Grill has got some great steaks. And if you get a chance to go there and Darren's your sommelier, he's not one of these pretentious assholes. He's really cool, and he's there to just help you. He's not going to laugh at you if you say a word wrong or anything. He's just cool.
You're not open, but we're doing steaks. Jump on our Facebook. Yep, there you go. Yeah, if you want to really kind of meet for date night this weekend with your groovy bottle of wine, go to Sutter Street Steakhouse. But get to their Facebook page and you can get all the details about what's available.
Yeah, no. Hey, man, we want to support local yeah, we want to support our businesses in our area, and Sutter Street Grill. I mean, heck, they relied on having a lot of people in there. They need a lot of covers in that place, and they're getting zero. So I think it's cool that you're also offering some supplies for people, get some steaks and things.
Oh, that's another thing about our pub, our tavern. If you have a local business, if you have a local business that's doing cool cocktails to go, or maybe they're doing glasses of wine to go. I know a couple of places are doing some high-end wine, glasses of wine that you can take with you. Or if they have a really great cheese board, or anything else you would find in a bar, and you want us to post that on the tavern page, let us know. Yeah, cool chips, whatever.
Cool chips.
Yeah, definitely send us a message. We're happy to help support and promote them.
Exactly. So the Good Buzz Tavern, that's our new project, and that's where we're going to be broadcasting this show at this coming Friday. And so Friday is going to be a little bit different. We're going to try a different format as well, which I think it's going to be fun. I think there'll be some cool stuff. The bad thing is on our new format, we're not going to have the ability to put a lot of these comments up like this. This is really a cool feature that we're using here on BeLive, but we can do a little bit more with the other platform. So we'll try it. I mean, what the heck? I think we're all for experimentation.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're in quarantine. Let's go crazy.
Yeah. And we're, like she said, the Good Buzz Tavern, it's not about politics or religion or anything like that. Everybody is free to be themselves. You can talk about whatever you'd like. We just want it to be upbeat, and we want it to be fun, and we want it to be uplifting. We don't want bad downer stories about protests or all that kind of crap. There's enough of that out there, and the media is doing a great job, if I may say so, covering that.
Getting that covered. Oh, but you want to hear a really fun story? So there is this little penguin in Brazil.
Is this a joke?
No, this is for real. So this is the cutest story. You should look it up just to watch the video. It's all, I think it's all in Portuguese, but they have, there's subtitles for it. But there was a penguin, a little Magellanic, tiny penguin, and he was, I don't know, abandoned or whatever. He was covered in oil.
Aww.
And so local
covered in oil.
And this local found him and washed him up. And I guess he was very small.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I mean, he was little, young. He washed him up and then took care of him for a few months and set him free, and the penguin wouldn't go. I don't remember how exactly he got the penguin to finally leave. But anyway, for 5 years, he travels, they say, 5,000 miles and comes back to this same beach. And this man goes and meets him, and the little penguin will live in his backyard for the 3 or 4 months that he's in this part of the world. It is the cutest thing. They like nuzzle, and the bar, he takes him to a bar, and the bar feeds him little sardines. It is the cutest thing ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love
You'll
that.
forget everything, all the bad stuff that's happening in the world when you see this little penguin and this Brazilian guy who's got to be like 75 or 80 shuffling around the beach with his little penguin. Super cute.
Wow. Penguins are cool. That's my youngest son's favorite animal. He loves penguins. All his everything that he does is all related to penguins somehow. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
I like all animals that are oddly shaped with short legs, so penguins count.
Yeah.
Basset hounds, penguins,
you gotta give penguins a little bit of love because they can't fly, and that kind of sucks. It's like they're birds, but they can't fly. I'd be kind of pissed if I was a bird and then I can't fly.
But they can boogie pretty fast. Like
they can boogie. Oh yeah.
So we went on our big trip to New Zealand. I had to find these penguins. They have penguins that are like this tall, way down south, on the South Island, and that was our first stop. And we knew that the penguins gathered in this one place. So you come out at dusk and they gather, but we ended up, and they have big eyebrows. I think they had big eyebrows. Anyway, one of them they have a fence to keep people from getting too close to them. So there's a fence up and then the beach. And so you come and you observe from a distance, but some of those little suckers, they get over the fence, and there was one on the path. Okay, everybody just close your eyes and just think about this. Little penguin jumps over. He's on an actual little path that you could see winding in front of you. And he hears you behind him. So he starts just totally boogieing on the back with his little penguin butt just going back and forth and back and forth. It's the greatest thing ever. It's one of my favorite memories.
Whoa.
Hey, hot tub.
Yeah, we just had a crash there. My studio light just kind of crashed.
I feel like those drinks are stronger than you're saying this.
Man, I'm telling you, that's like, okay, so that was the wind. We're outside, so the wind is capable of all kinds of crazy stuff out here. It's not windy where you are.
No, it's perfectly
yeah, no, it's totally windy here. That was kind of funny, actually. The first time I've had a lighting accident. It's crazy. So when were you guys in New Zealand again?
2015. Oh, because that's the year I got married. 2015. And at the beginning of the year, that's when my husband proposed to me, and then we got married in August of 2015 in Las Vegas with Elvis. So my year started with glaciers and penguins and ended with Elvis and all the other things that happen in Vegas that no one needs to know about.
Well, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about that.
That's right. Hi, Sherry. I'm looking forward to coming to see you too.
Yeah,
soon so we're allowed to gather.
That's really cool. We have a celebrity watching our show. That's very cool. Thank you very much, Sherry, for watching us. Yeah.
That
be nice to have
Mary sounds super cute. Or looks super cute. Yeah, you can go out online and check it out. Very fun.
It's very cool. Wow. So it's been about an hour. These go so fast.
That was the fastest hour ever.
But you know what, though?
I didn't even get to do my whole good news segment. That's all right. We'll do it on Friday.
I tell you what, you guys, if you guys are watching right now, we're going to go a little bit long because we have our guest who's going to join us. We told him we'd check in with us. It's been about 3 weeks. So is that okay, Carrie? Can we go a little bit longer?
Yeah, of course.
All right. You guys are in for a treat because this guy's pretty funny. And if you have not been following him on Facebook, it's the Corona Diaries.
Yes.
And Corona Diaries are basically these little short snippets of information that is going to be available for the future generations when we're all gone, so they can find out what a bunch of assholes we were. And now he would never use that word. Robert, to his credit, I don't know why he hangs out with us, because we're kind of like, way beneath him. He's a very upstanding, very cool guy. But I'm going to bring him on here. This is Robert G. Lee from the Corona Diaries. And, well, thank you for joining us, man.
Hello. So good to see you. Yay.
Good to see you, too.
I was just thinking, you were both so beneath me that, yes. I'm so surprised that I'm here.
Not even. No, you, Robert.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you were, I think you were on our most watched show last time you were on. So I'm glad you're on this time, just to say hi to us.
I apologize for being late. This is part of the, the Corona, the quarantine. Everything gets pushed back later. It was like, we're supposed to have dinner at 5, and then it's like, oh, my wife made a quiche, and I couldn't be rude and leaving them. It wasn't ready, and then it was like, okay. Then our daughter did a radio program that we had to listen to, and then it just went. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 6:00. I've got to get out there. So I'm so sorry, but not too sorry. If you were higher than me, I would be really sorry. But because you're lower, I'm only.
Oh, exactly. Thank you for gracing us these last few minutes. So, Robert, you still have a lot of material. There's still a lot going on. Everyone's still in quarantine.
It is amazing what is happening. It's like you just hear all these things. It's kind of fun because every day I wake up and it's almost like doing a newspaper column, figuring out what can I tell people in the future about us today. And so tomorrow it's going to be how I speak in there. I don't know if you know this, but there are 7,000 different languages in the world today, and the United States itself has 24 different dialects. So trying to explain the coronavirus and what we're doing to all these different languages is a complication. But I'm from the Midwest and I speak cliche. And so that's, and so I started to think about all the things that I grew up with that nobody else understands. When I grew up, my mother would say, it's like, you're like a fart in a skillet. I don't know if you guys ever heard that one.
I've never heard that before.
Okay, that's a Midwest thing. And I kept thinking, first off, how'd you get the fart in the skillet? And assuming you can get it there, why would you want to fry it up?
Exactly.
So these are questions that go through my head. So tomorrow is all about cliches and the way that I spoke in the Midwest.
I feel like I need a translator.
Well, exactly. That's what. Have you ever been to the South? And they, if they say "bless your heart," they're insulting you. You know that, don't you?
Oh yeah.
They say "bless your heart." It's like, hey, you just called me an asshole. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But they smile when they do it. And then
my mom.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say those euphemisms. My mom used to say when I would not do what I was supposed to do, she'd always say, "You're about as useless as tits on a boar hog." I never knew what that was until I got older, and I realized what a boar was. First off, I don't know.
So maybe it's their way of educating us. Maybe that's it.
I don't know, man.
Then you read the paper, you open it up, and it's like, okay, the airlines are losing $60 to $100 million a day. And so, I just did a column on, all the problems we have with airlines. And it's like, maybe you guys deserve this because you've been jerks to us for about 2 decades now. So maybe next time you won't, you'll appreciate us just a little bit more. Not if you guys, so, I'm telling the people in the future about, have you ever been to Spirit Airlines? Because that was, I did that one time. You fly Spirit one time and that's all you need.
That's enough.
When they make you get out and
I've never done it.
It's a bad airline. When they charge you for emotional baggage, it's a bad airline. So anyway, that's so a column on airlines, and then every day it's do we need heroes? Do we what are people feeling? What about our doctor? So it's kind of fun. I'm having a blast doing it. It's day, what is it? Let me see. Day 34 for me tomorrow. So that's
day 34
program after I did like 5 or 6, but now. Every day it's like, well, what will I talk about today? And there's so many things about our personalities, and then science, and this, and that. So I'm having a blast. It's fun.
Oh, good. Well, you're very entertaining. Tell us about your show that just came out. You just had a show come out.
Yeah.
It's called Dry Bar Comedy puts out, and they're really great. They put out half-hour programs for people who are just sitting home and alone and bored. And
is that just at Dry Bar Comedy? Is it on Facebook or?
Yeah, well, they will post clips on Facebook and YouTube. But if you want to see it, It's called drybarcomedy.com. And I think right now you have to download the app and you can watch all the programs for free. They've got tons and tons of really great comics. But my special just dropped 2 days ago. So that's kind of fun. I've been getting some good response on that. So, but you know, that's what you do as a comic. You go out, you do your stuff, you see, and then you go on to the next one. And then, you know, right now I'm doing the Corona Diaries. And then when this is all done, people are asking, have your gigs been canceled? Yes. Every gig in existence has been canceled.
Everything, yeah.
One fun one was that I get such odd gigs. I did one for Dare, which I'm sure you've heard of. That it's called Drugs Are Really Exciting. It's a horrible. I don't know how it's funny.
I don't either.
But I was all set up to do like cattle ranchers in Nebraska, and they had to cancel, and so they pushed it back to July. But their president keeps calling me, asking me, "Can you get meat today? How's it going? How are the distributors doing?" So it's like you get these weird connections with people, but that's my life. I just go out and fly around the country, do these little gigs here and there. But right now, it's just me at home, alone with my wife, and every day I wake up without a pillow over my face is a good day.
Small favors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart, for letting me live another day.
Hey, Robert, are you going to be up in the Sacramento area anytime, like after this is all over with?
Well, that's just it. Every single gig has been canceled. I was set up. I was going up to Dixon, which is a little bit north.
Oh, yeah.
I had that set up for a big charity event. That was just last weekend, but that, of course, was canceled. And then in the future, so as soon as they reschedule, then I will book something in Sacramento to piggyback on that gig. So right now everything is gone. So we're just waiting for this to end, and we'll find out, can we open it up with 10 people in a room, 50 people in a room, 200 people? We don't know. So when I get to Sacramento, I will let you know. But right now it's all gone.
Yeah. So if you get up here to Sacramento, you need to give us a call so we can like meet somewhere and have a cocktail and talk to you before you go on the show. And then that way we'll be like the cool people, because we're like, yeah, we're hanging out with a comedian that's going to be on stage.
Deal.
All right.
We're friends.
That would be awesome.
So what did you guys talk about before I got here?
Cocktails. I made 2 cocktails. And Carrie, tell them about the new pub.
Oh, and we have a new virtual pub. So I don't know if I think we had already started. So we were doing good news every time we had a show. And so now we have set up a group on Facebook called the Good Buzz Tavern. So, you get the meaning, right? So it's a place where we can post our happy hours. It's also a place where we can promote local breweries, wineries, distilleries, and have things like cocktail recipes or mixology classes with local bartenders and live music and anything else you would do in a bar. We're going to try to put it on the Good Buzz Tavern.
Or like a stand-up comic coming on and
now, you don't know this, but as far as the good, bars, I was a bartender at TGI Fridays for about 5 years. So I had those perfect pours. You have to pour it to the exact quarter ounce and you flip it off. And it's like, I didn't flip bottles, but I did everything. I mean, that was many, many, many years ago. But that's what I did.
Well, I'm glad you weren't here for the pathetic bartending I just did. This is my first Tom Collins ever, and it's in the wrong glass. And before that, I made a whiskey sour. So, because I'm in my outdoor bar. We have a question for you, Robert. Jennifer asked, "Are you available for virtual gigs?"
Strangely enough, yes. My schedule seems to be very free at this moment. Let me just think. And those are starting to come in. Yeah, I'm going to do a couples, some kind of event this coming Saturday. And, it's weird. I've got to tell you, it's weird because it's like this. You're talking to boxes, and it's a much different response. But right now, it's like, sure, let's just have fun. Whatever's necessary.
You don't get that. Okay, so just a real quick side note. We're going to be switching our format on Friday. We're going to be going to a different little bit of format than this. It'll look a little bit different for you people that are out there watching. But one of the reasons why we are is because we can do some cool stuff like having canned laughter. So, Robert, you could tell a joke, and then we could actually have laughter.
It'll feel like Gilligan's Island.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sound effects. We need sound effects.
Oh, that's too funny. All right, canned laughter.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Plus, we'll have a cool background. I mean, right now you're just looking at my bar, but Robert, I'm glad you came on and got on before anything else, before we signed off.
I snuck in. I'm so sorry for
we would have missed you.
It's always great to see you, and
so nice for you to come on. Thank you.
Yes, totally. I'm so glad you got on with us and were able to catch us up on stuff. And hey, we're doing this every Wednesday and Friday. So if you're bored and you're like, hey, I want to go bomb these guys, just tell us. Just come on.
I love it. Good.
Seriously, it'd be awesome. You've got a great humor, Robert, and you're really keeping people laughing during this whole thing. And I know it's a serious time, but I really appreciate it.
Oh, good. This is great. And so now my wife and I'll go walk, and then we'll watch a movie. She'll go to bed, and I'll do Corona Diaries till about 1 or 2 in the morning, and that's my day.
I hear you.
I'm just gonna go to dinner and try to figure out what day it is because it's hard to find.
I know. You know what though?
Like,
Carrie, it's easy.
These on Wednesdays, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, we're telling you it's Wednesday.
I get texts from Russ, and I'm like, "Ooh, this must be the day." I don't really know.
That's the only way I know what day it is because I know I have a show on Wednesday and a show on Friday, and then some other stuff in between. But I know it's Wednesday today because it's Hump Day.
There you go.
And there was a camel on the graphic.
There was a camel on the graphic.
I'm not okay. I'll believe you because right now, Peter Max and Jimi Hendrix had a baby, and they designed this background.
Oh yeah, not good.
Yes, they did. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you've been watching us, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you follow Carrie on River City Wine Week. That's on both Instagram and Facebook. And Robert, if you haven't been watching him, he is the Corona Diaries on Facebook. Just go to Corona Diaries on Facebook, follow Robert, and you'll get a daily update of humor, which is just so important right now. Thank you, Robert, for being on.
It's so relatable on every level.
Very relatable.
I appreciate it. And I will tell Jennifer that for the virtual, if she wants to figure things, just write me at info@robertglee.com, and we can talk. So.
Okay, so Jennifer, info@robertlee.com. Robert G. Lee. If you text Robert E. Lee, you're not going to get a response.
Yeah, you'll get a statue. That's all you'll get.
Hey, he was a great guy. I like Robert G. Lee, Robert E. Lee, and Robert G. Lee. And then don't forget to follow me. My name is Russ Reyes from Kilt&Cork, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well, and YouTube. All these videos end up on YouTube. And Carrie, go ahead.
And don't forget to join the Good Buzz Tavern. Good Buzz Tavern. Buzz Tavern.
There it is. Good Buzz Tavern. You got to join that little Happy Bee. The Happy Bee needs some folks to join him and drink with him.
Join the bar so that you can buy a T-shirt when it comes available.
Yeah.
Good.
Apparently we have T-shirts now. So
I'm all about the T-shirts.
That's a cool thing. All right, guys. So until Friday, we're going to be back on here Friday. We're going to be at the Good Buzz Tavern on Friday, but Friday we'll be on at 5:00. So until then, cheers. Stay safe. Cheers. And we want to see you back here on Friday. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.